Ah, yeah, there you go. Alright. So... okay. So... wait for some players, some people to join in. Oh my god, who's this sexy commentator? Thank you, Swankidy. But anyway, since there's at least one person here, welcome people to the ICC4 Finals. Basically, the winners' finals of ICC4. So the last stage before Grand Finals. These players here are playing for guaranteed second place. So we'll see who comes out on top. Because Ophiz won the role, he'll get to pick his warm-up. Yeah. So let's see how they do. So let me give you a quick rundown on these two players. So on the left you've got Ophiz, and on the right you've got swankitydankity. So Ophiz, I think, needs no introduction. Has been a veteran in the Irish tournament scene, has been playing since ICC1, so not the very first tournament, but since the start of ICC, which is this tournament series. So very, very well-rounded player, can play DT, hidden, hard rock, no mod, you name it, with his strengths centering around the hard rock mod, particularly the precision aspect of the hard rock mod, with that high CS, having very nice CS 6.5 and above scores. So that is most likely going to get banned, the hard rock 2, which is no surprise. It was banned in UKCC every single time, and it was banned nearly every single time in ICC as well. So very, very good player. Don't sleep on him. In terms of his weaknesses, I'd say his weakest skill set is either speed DT, like that very high BPM DT, stamina, in particular stream stamina. Ophiz can't stream that well, and also lower AR. Ophiz doesn't perform that well on lower AR. Otherwise, he is pretty well-rounded. And the same kind of goes for your player on the right, which is going to be swankitydankity. Very well-rounded player as well. However, his strengths being that he has very good stamina and basically has very good stream ability. Recently, unfortunately choking Freedom Dive the other day. The lower diff, not the higher diff, but still quite impressive. Has improved very, very fast, only beginning the game in 2019 compared to Ophiz, who has been playing since 2015. And yeah, definitely a player to watch out for. I think it's the first time he's made it into the finals bracket. In ICC2 he had gone out in ICC2 he had gone in semis, and in ICC3 he did make the losers finals bracket, but this is the first time that he will be in winners bracket, so that means he'll be guaranteed to go into grand finals. So yeah, Swankity's weaknesses, however, are basically Ophiz's strengths. He struggles a lot on Hard Rock 2 maps in particular, revolving around that precision skill. And I think that's kind of like a thing with Swankity, is that he struggles quite a bit on like really, really intense aim patterns. And I think that might be his weakest skill set. So we might see a lot of the Nomad 1s and Hard Rock 1s pull that from Ophiz, and also bans such as Hard Rock 2 from Swankity, as well as maybe a ban on the other Hard Rock, such as like the AIM Hard Rock and Hard Rock 1. But again, both of these players otherwise are very, very well-rounded. So far, I think you can also see that Swankity maybe also struggles on that higher AR-DT, since this map is AR 10.3. So maybe we'll also see some bans on stuff like DT1 or DT3, as seen with these scores in warm-ups. So now that Ophiz has finished his warm-up, it'll be time for Swankity's warm-up. And yeah, there you go. And yeah, hello Jamie, Spoken, Twig, and Turns. So again, welcome to the winners bracket finals match between Ophiz and Swankitydankity. So I think very anticipated match. And can definitely be quite close, I'd say, depending on what each player picks and if they've prepared any suitable bans. Go Swankity, you so sexy, and welcome Kai as well to this this winners finals match in ICC4. So we're just waiting now on Swankity's warm up. And yeah, how's your day going, chat? Mine is going pretty good since last match went extremely well. It was a really nice match, but anyways, we see that Swankity puts on his warm-up, which is going to be Swing Machine. I'm guessing since it's the Insane Div, he's probably going to go DT, and there you go. So quite basically a stamina focused map, basically 225 BPM streams and finger control. So something quite stamina heavy, and I think this is where we'll see his kind of like strengths compared to Ophiz. Well, again, I've said it's kind of weaker on the stamina side, and I kind of guess that their weaknesses and strengths kind of balance out. So we'll see how they do, and as you can see, Ophiz not enjoying this as much, currently holding an 83 AC, while Swankity is currently FCing with 96 AC in there. Ophiz drops his FC, but again, this is the warm-up, so it's kind of all in good fun. But also a way to also scout out what your opponent is good at, and I think we saw that Ophiz is quite good on DT1, on like, say not DT1, but on like higher AR maps, as we saw with the last map. And Swankity here kind of showing off, yeah, I've got the speed and stamina, what are you gonna do? So from this, we'll probably see DT1 being banned from Swankity, and from Ophiz, definitely stuff like Nomad 5 being banned, since this is in the same vein as Nomad 5 in terms of BPM and kind of stream / burst length. And actually, Swankity going to be FCing Swing Machine with DT. You love to see it. And there you go. That's going to be it for the warm-ups. Since Ophiz won the role, he'll be receiving ban / pick order. So that means he'll be able to either choose between first ban, second ban, or first pick and second pick. And right off the bat, he chooses second ban. So I'm going to ask if Swankity wants a first or second pick. So Ophiz really trying to just like not waste any time and get in seriously into this match. Good luck to both players, yeah, definitely. Nice flex, Swankity, yeah, flexing that FC. And Swankity going for the first pick, so standard stuff, going for the second ban to scout out your opponent's weaknesses, while going first pick to get an early lead. And so we're gonna get into Swankity's ban, since he will be banning first due to Ophiz picking second ban. And right off the bat, we see one of the more aim-intensive map get banned out in Hard Rock Pool, being Hard Rock 1. And so we'll see what Ophiz bans. I'm assuming that Ophiz will probably ban something like Nomad 5 right off the gate, just seeing how Swankity performed on Swing Machine earlier. Yeah, and there we go. And then probably the second ban will be Nomad 2, since Swankity is quite good at the stream maps. So there you go, we're gonna wait now for Swankity's second ban, which I'm assuming will either be like a Hard Rock 2 or maybe like a DT1 or DT3. I think he could do pretty well on DT3 since it's quite bursty, even though the AR is quite high at 10.3. And he actually goes for Hard Rock 2, so leaving in the DTs, maybe having practiced the DTs, he might not struggle too much on the higher, and just going out for the obvious high CS ban, a skill that Ophiz is really, really good at. And just also letting you know that Twister is also a high CS map in the pool, but Swankity will most likely not, or will not be banning it out just because it's also low AR, which Swankity does quite well on. And there we go, we see the No More 2 ban from Ophiz. So kind of the mechanically focused, no more stamina driven like kind of picks have been gone, and the Hard Rock 1 and 2 has been gone, which are the more standard Hard Rocks compared to Hard Rock 3, which is quite a technical map. And so we're going to get into swankitydankity's pick. And so from here on out, I'd say we would probably expect something akin to maybe of a DT2. So DT2 is kind of like a finger control, bursty, 215 BPM map. While Ophiz has really good finger control and has a pretty nice score on this map, I feel like Swankity can definitely match him on this map due to his kind of extreming as well as stamina ability. Though he doesn't have the best finger control in the world, his finger control is still pretty good. Is Ophiz good at HD tech like that Comedian map? Ophiz in general isn't too good on HD, but he can definitely play it, and his slider tech is definitely up there in Ireland. So now just waiting on Swankity's pick here. Yeah, so Ophiz doesn't really play hidden that much. I think it's one of his weaker skill sets. Though he's not particularly like really weak at it, he's just kind of average. And we actually see the DT3 being picked. So the high BPM DT map, which earlier Pharaoh got 600k on, with basically a single break on the long like stream. So yeah, so this is gonna be your speed map of the pool. It is the remix to one of the Mega Man OSTs. And so the main, like, again, difficulty of this map is the fact that it's got 270 BPM streams and bursts that are quite long and quite dense, as well as the fact that the air is higher than average, being 10.3. So seeing that Swankity didn't perform that well on DT1, I'm assuming that he's probably practiced this quite a lot to get a hang of the air, and maybe hence what he's picking this map. So we see the good luck have fun from Ophiz in the form of a Glock, because it sounds similar to good luck. And yeah, Swankity readying up there. That means we can get straight in to a DT3. What is Glock? Swankity asks. Basically, it's a good luck have fun, because it kind of sounds like a good luck. Anyway, we are now in the map and we'll see how we perform. So I think Ophiz will definitely probably struggle on this and might even pull out the secret technique of double tapping on this map, due to this map just being extremely fast at 270 BPM. But we'll see how both players do. So far, no early breaks, just kind of early act drops from Ophiz on that first burst there. But yeah, so just slowly getting into that first key right here, where we're gonna see the big burst there. And there we go. So far, both players holding quite well. Swankity though with a significant athlete, however, he does find a break there, and because this map is quite short, breaks like this can be quite costly. And so far, Ophiz is still upseeing, albeit with 90% back. And you can definitely see he kind of cheeses those patterns there, but again, as long as you combo the map, you will get that score. Swankity just barely holding on to that lead there due to act advantage, but there it goes in favor of Ophiz, and as long as Ophiz holds combo, he will gladly take the score lead. And another miss from Swankity is definitely not going to help him, as Ophiz's lead is now just rising really fast here. And again, comboing so far this part, unfortunately unable to combo that big stream there, but neither is Swankity, and that's going to basically put Ophiz in a very good situation, just because of all the score that he banked up from earlier. And this is probably going to be game, because I don't think Swankity can come back from this kind of score deficit, because Ophiz will just continue to cheese the bursts by double tapping basically, and will still just hold combo, even though Swankity will have a lot higher act here. Yeah, it's just too late for Swankity to make a comeback, and so that's going to be it for the first map. We already have a break point here. Double tap there? Yeah, he's he's either double tapping or just like, yeah, he's double tapping a little bit there. You can see a bit on the key count. But yeah, so that first point is gonna go towards Ophiz. So keeping that score up due to the combo, and that's the name of the game. Unfortunately, Osu is a combo game, so is what it is, and it's gonna be Ophiz's pick. He decides to go for normal 3, so directly go into the out map of the pool. As far as I'm aware, again, I've told you this at the start, but Swankity isn't the best aim-wise, and because kind of no mod 3s and no mod 4s require that kind of technical aim, this might prove quite tricky for him on this out map. And both players readying up instantaneously. That's what you like to see. No breaks needed. That's going to be the start of the match then, as both players are ready, and we see the good luck have funds. Swanka played. Hey, look, it is what it is. Sometimes it be like that. So let's see now if Swanky can take away this break point. Ophiz is also not too shabby on out, especially on this kind of out, which is more in style of snappier kind of patterns compared to flowing patterns. So let's see how he does, and let's see how Swanky does as well. In terms of AC, it's at OD9, so kind of standard for this kind of higher starting pool, where OD just starts to rise for no mods, and we actually see a few early breaks here from Swankity. The map is not that long, but not that short as well, so really early breaks like that won't matter too much unless Ophiz is FCing the map. So Swankity definitely has a chance here to come back, as there he builds his combo as well as his AC back up, slowly trying to match Ophiz, but unfortunately finding a break there on that kind of pattern that goes into a single node into a double into a slider. So unfortunate break there for him, as Ophiz is just continuing to FC, looking very strong on his own pick here. Definitely not shabby on that alternate skill set, especially with these more snap focused patterns. And so even though Swankity has built his combo back up and is slowly approaching his accuracy, he just can't seem to consistently hold a combo, while Ophiz is just continuing to FC. This might be the first FC that we see in finals, which would be really sick to see. Yeah, he's doing really well so far right now, so it's just going to be like a matter of whether Ophiz FCs, because by now he's just got such a big score lead. But as I say that, he does unfortunately find a break, and that means he won't be FCing the map, but still a very nice score from him. And actually Swankity building his combo back up, and Ophiz finding another miss, so because there's a quarter of the map left, there might be a chance left here for Swankity if Ophiz finds a few more misses in that last quarter of the map. Again, if Swankity holds, that is. And Ophiz breaking there again, so there is definitely a chance, and you can actually see the lead going down. Wait a minute, this can be quite close here. Look at this lead. The lead is drastically going down, and Swankity is still holding combo. Can he do this? No fucking way he does this. And Ophiz just missing again, and there we go, and Swankity takes it back, but he finds a break there, but Ophiz has no combo to chip away at the score lead, and that's gonna be Swankity's point. Out of nowhere! He robbed him blind. What? Okay, now that was unprecedented. That was very, very well played by Swankity there, managing to get that break point and basically resetting kind of the advantage to a neutral advantage for both players, since both have a break point here. Ophiz remarking that his hands are sweaty, and that the nerves might be coming in, especially there at the end where we saw him miss a hell of a ton. He like missed 4 times there, while Swankity managed to combo the end and break at like the last 30 combo, but very, very well played from Swankity there, taking that break point. Anyway, now we are waiting for Swankity's pick, and he decides to go for a hidden 3. So Swankity is decently well versed in hidden 3, and as we've seen in this map is actually not too bad on hidden. Mainly because the first basically 500 combo of the map is basically kind of filler combo, if I'm being honest. It's not the best tournament map I think that we've pulled, but still a pretty decently hard slider tech map with hidden. So how this map goes is basically until half of the map, it's kind of this easy-ish slider tech, on which if you break, you will lose a lot of score since this map is quite short. And however, the ending of the map gets decently hard with very slider aim control patterns that require definitely knowledge in kind of slider tech, which I think both of these players have. I'd say maybe Ophiz has slightly more experience just because he's got, first of all, more tourney experience, and just because he's been playing longer and has maybe a bigger knowledge of these maps. Nonetheless, both players here are ready, and that means we're going to get into the map. The fact that it's actually hidden, though, might hinder Ophiz a little bit since he's not that used to playing with the hidden modification that much anymore. But we'll see how it goes. And so, there we go. We are now going to be inside of the map. And let's see how this goes for both of these players. So far, both players just getting that early 100, holding the same act, and we'll probably just follow like this until the 500 combo mark. So far, basically, the scores are going to be the same. Nothing really much to say. So right now, just some pretty conventional slider tech with just some kick slider jumps here and there. And then at the 500 combo part is where we're going to get into the big meat and potatoes. Right now, they're literally mirroring each other. It's pretty surreal to watch. As if you look like at the lead, it's just literally like a pixel line. And here we go into the stream, and here we're gonna go into the Ki, where the slider tech is gonna begin. And so basically this part of the map here is where the easy slider tech is, and then in about 100 combo is where it's gonna start getting very, very complicated. So right now both players are holding. Ophiz with the higher act here, so Swankity choking a little bit of act, and that's going to put Ophiz at an advantage here. And actually Swankity finding the first break right before the hard part. And this is where the map is now going to really pick up, and Ophiz breaks as well, so that smoke lead that he built up is probably going to be mitigated quite soon, unless Swankity keeps missing like he is right now. Ophiz finding another slider break, but still holding that very nice accuracy at around 99.4. And also having that earlier score advantage from earlier, and it's paying off as Swankity completely chain misses that cut stream, and it's going to be safe to say that it's going to be Ophiz's point here, just because those chain misses, one, they take off a lot of your score, and then they also ruin your combo multiplier as your combo is reset. So well played from Ophiz, taking Swankity's pick, and so it's going to be interesting if Swankity is able to take Ophiz's pick. So far both players have just been taking each other's picks. So let's see if that happens again. So well played for Ophiz there for holding that act, as well as getting actually 0 misses. Very nice stuff. And I think Swankity only got those misses on the cut stream section, which is definitely quite challenging. And so the score is actually going to be 2-1 instead of 1-0. So Ophiz looking quite nice right now. But yeah, those early SBs definitely hurt from Swankity. And Ophiz decides to pick DT4, which is going to be kind of your old style map DT. A lot of linear aim and kind of these small hop style jumps. I don't really know how to probably describe. Yeah, I think hop would be like a good word to describe them. It is also AR8 and AR8 DT and also OD8 DT, so it's going to be 9.7. I'm just going to have an AR of 9.7 as well as OD of 9.7. The fact that it's also going to be 225 BPM is going to make it fairly dense, especially with the low AR of around 9.7, 9.6. And so we'll see how both of these players do. We see the good luck up phones from both of the players, and that means we're going to get straight into the map. So the main crux of this is, as I've said, kind of those small, like, linear hops, as well as just some wide angle jumps as well here and there. Kind of similar to Hidden 1 in terms of patterns, just a lot faster, and on the DT mod with higher, basically, OD as well. And let's see how they do here. Also, there are triples here and there that you may look out for, but mainly it's going to be that kind of linear style old map aim. so far, both players looking quite confident on the map. Swankity maybe slightly more confident, as Ophiz has managed to get an early act drop at the start of the map, bringing his act down to 95, while Swankity is holding that 98% accuracy. As I say that, the accuracy does drop to 97 as he does find an act choke on those kind of small bursts there of around 6 to 7 notes. And the Ophiz kind of, again, stalemating at around that 95% act margin. Here we got also some finger control on those triples. And both players just doing really well so far, both FCing. We might actually see the double FC on this map, seeing as it's going right now. But as I say that, Swankity does manage to find the first break, and that's going to make Ophiz's score go up by huge margins here, as he takes the lead already by 100k, and it's rising really fast as we're approaching the end of the map. The map was also quite short, so that break really made a difference, and yeah, that's going to be Ophiz's point there. So very well played. The first point that Ophiz actually manages to take on his own pick. So very nicely done, and that means we're going to be moving on to Swankity's pick. So Swankity will need to find basically a pick that will probably break Ophiz's momentum here, since if Ophiz starts taking more breakpoints here, it's going to be a very serious problem for swankitydankity. But very nice FC done by Ophiz there on the GT4. And Swankity deciding to go for the free mod 1. So this is the low AR high CS map of the pool. I think it fits quite well both of these players' skill sets, since I feel like Swankity will most likely go easy on this, because the map is CS6, bringing down the map to CS3, so it's not going to be the smallest CS in the world, and also meaning the map probably won't be as dense as other maps with easy, just because of the initial CS being quite high, and we'll see how both players do on this. So I'm expecting mainly the high rock from Ophiz, because he is the high CS gamer that we know him for in Ireland, having several scores on this kind of CS of CS6 with hard rock, which is going to be a converted CS of CS 7.8, and Swankity is most likely going to be going easy here, as I've said before. Both players have readied up, so let us check their mods. And so yeah, so Ophiz is going to be going hard rock, and Swankity is going to be going easy. So I also remind you that easy scored in this tournament is given 1.75 multiplier, meaning that the maximum score that you can get for a map with easy will be 750k. The reason it is not a 2 times multiplier is because it is a lot easier to hack a map on easy due to OD being a lot lower. And so here we go, this is Twister. And so as you can see on the left, the circle size on Ophiz's screen is quite low, while Swankity is going with that denser easy mod here. So far, both players are FCing, and as no surprise to anybody, Ophiz currently has the score lead due to the hard rock multiplier. Though keep in mind, Swankity's score right now is probably more similar to the likes of a 1.6 to 7 mil score. So I think actually Swankity might be beating out Ophiz right now just because of Ophiz's low AC, but especially now since Ophiz found a miss, and it's a really unlucky miss on that spinner there, unfortunately. And because this map is quite short at only 2 minutes in length, this is going to play a pretty big part, since Swankity is still holding combo, and so he's going to quickly take over the lead. And actually Ophiz finding that second break, definitely not a good thing for Ophiz here. And Swankity just looking really comfortable, but as I say that, he does find a break, but it might be set in stone since his score is nearly equal to that of Ophiz's score. And remember that Swankity's score also has a multiplier on it, so don't forget about that. So Swankity's score is more in the realms of 3.8 to 4 mil right now. And even actually more, probably it's towards around 4.3 mil. And Ophiz's score right now is not 4.3 mil, 430,000. And Ophiz's score right now is at around 380,000. And so now we're gonna get into the hardest part of the map, which is the 1/6 rhythm section. Ophiz hitting that pattern quite comfortably, so very impressive score there. But Swankity is going to take it, as he's already going to have a bigger score if you multiply it by 1.5 times. So very well played to Swankity on taking his own pick. And so now the score is going to be 3-2, so he's now closing the gap between himself and Ophiz. So again, the scores aren't equal yet, so Ophiz is still at an advantage. So very nicely done from Ophiz there. And yeah, quite surprising misses there from Ophiz, just kind of out of nowhere. I think he might be a little bit tilted from those misses there, but we'll see how he responds. And he goes with Fremont 3, which is going to be kind of basically the consistency map of the Fremont pool. One thing to watch out for is the really weird angled jumps in the first key of the map, and I assume that the players will be going hard rock on Ophiz's side and hidden on swankitydankity's side, since he is not the biggest fan of the hard rock mod. And Swankity confusing this for Fremont 2. However, Fremont 2 is the low CS kind of tech map that we have in the Fremont pool. So now we're just waiting for Swankity to pick a mod and ready up, as Ophiz has probably readied up with the hard rock modification ready to go. And so both players are ready, and let me check their mods. So Ophiz, as I've said, is rocking the hard rock, and Swankity rocking that hidden. And that means we can start the map here. And so good luck, have fun to both players. And let's see how they perform on this. Again, if Swankity takes this pick, he'll actually takes this point, sorry, he'll actually be in quite a good position, since he'll have a 2-point lead, which means he'll have some momentum, and he'll also be able to basically equalize his score with Ophiz, putting them in a neutral score position, which would be quite nice for Swankity because of his current momentum if he were to FC this map. So this map is going to be quite dense on hidden due to the low AR at AR9 and the slightly higher BPM at 220 BPM, while it's going to be harder to aim on hard rock as well as just the arc, since it will be OD8 on hidden, while it will be OD10, which is the highest possible OD without DT in Osu. And actually Swankity finding the first miss, unfortunately there, while Ophiz is still FCing with pretty good arc. One thing to also keep in note is that hard rock also has a higher multiplier in score V2 than it has in score V1. So that means that the hard rock multiplier will be 1.09 compared to hidden's 1.06. So Ophiz actually also has the score multiplier lead. And as you can see, actually Swankity misreading that whole jump section there, and that cost them a huge amount of score as well as the arc. However, Ophiz also trading there, so not the worst position for Ophiz here, but a pretty bad one for Swankity, as he had missed before those chain misses as well. Putting the score lead on Ophiz's side at 70k, which is quite a lot already, since we're at 1/3 of the map. Right now the combos are quite similar between the players, but Ophiz again having the score lead, also having the arc and the score multiplier lead, will put him at a great advantage here, even though they have the same combo. So Swankity is going to really need Ophiz to find a break here, but it seems like Ophiz will just be holding on to his combo, and unfortunately the one who's going to break is going to be Swankity instead of Ophiz. Though as I say that, Ophiz does find another break on that kind of perfect stack there, which is quite unfortunate, and it's going to maybe let Swankity get a chance at a comeback. But the fact that the score lead is already at 100k score in favor of Ophiz is going to make it really hard for Swankity to come back. However, we've seen that on Nomad 3, Swankity can definitely come back from these tough situations, especially if Ophiz were to miss a couple of times in the ending here, where the aim element also kind of gets slightly harder as well. Not as hard as in the first Kia with the kind of staircase pattern. But unfortunately, Swankity is going to be finding a few more misses here, and that means that this point will be safely going to Ophiz's side. So quite well played by Ophiz. Unfortunately, not finding an FC, but going to end out here on about 470, I'd say, or 480 score. Well, Swankity will probably end up, I'd say, with 280 or maybe even 300k score, somewhere between there. So, well played by Ophiz here. And we see that both players are seeing the ending there, and Ophiz taking his pick. So still just keeping the lead of 2 points there to basically keep Swankity in check. And so it is now going to be Swankity's pick. Let's see if he can take this pick here to basically put himself at a 1 point disadvantage compared to 2 points. And he'll be going for the hidden 2. So that's going to be the low air map of the pool. So Ophiz did not ban this. However, he is not the strongest on the low air hidden. So because Swankity has definitely experience in stuff like the easy mod, as well as just other lower AR maps, he probably has the edge on this map, and I'd say this is a very good pick for him. But let's see how it pans out. And both players already have readied up, and that means we're going to get straight into the map. And so the main kind of difficulty in this map, it's even though the AR is slightly higher at AR 8.3, the patterns on this map are quite tricky, having some back and forth jumps that kind of overlap with each other, so making it quite tricky to read if you're not quite used to the AR8 mod, as well as just having quite sharp stream angles. So this also has AR8 streams, which you kind of have to aim preemptively to hit, just because of the approach circle window disappearance on hidden. And so far, Swankity holding an SS while Ophiz finding a break there, but actually so does Swankity. However, Ophiz finding a lot of act drops here on the streams, can't seem to get the rhythm perfectly on this map compared to Swankity, who is currently holding a 98%, I'm guessing a 1 miss, but looking quite comfortable in comparison to Ophiz here. And we kind of expected it, since AR8 hidden isn't one of Ophiz's strengths. Moving into the Kia here, both players actually missing on that stream, so going to be losing quite a bit of score there. However, because of Swankity's act lead, he's going to maintain that kind of drastic lead there, especially with that chain miss from Ophiz, really not looking comfortable on this map in comparison to Swankity here, who just keeps on hitting these stream shapes as well as those weird angle jumps as he builds his combo here back up, while Ophiz is just struggling to even get 90% act on this map. Swankity finally finding a break, but he's extended his lead by quite a bit now at around 150k points. So doing very well on himself. So now in the stream section, doing quite well, as Ophiz just finding a bunch of chain misses. Can't seem to find the timing to aim the streams here. And Swankity might have found a chain miss there, but it's looking very, very dire for Ophiz. At this point, he might not even get 100k on this map. So very, very well played by Swankity for being aware that Ophiz wouldn't be comfortable on this type of AR8 hidden. And so taking this pick quite convincingly. So even though he didn't have the highest score, he was able to safely beat out Ophiz, who didn't even manage to get 100 combo. Sometimes it'd be like that. Sometimes it'd be like that. And so it is now going to be 4-3, and it's going to be Ophiz's pick. And Ophiz decides to straight away go for the DT1. So seeing that Swankity kind of struggled on Ophiz's warm-up, which was a 10.3 map, as well as struggling on that DT3 in terms of the reading aspect, he seems to now go for the high AR kind of aim consistency map in DT1. In terms of aim consistency in this kind of style of DT, Ophiz is actually quite good, with his top play even being a DT scorer in a similar vein or style of map on Tsukinami, Smoke Linda's diff. So definitely not shabby on this AR and this kind of map. So let's see how he performs here. And I think Swankity, if he kind of practiced this map and practiced the AR in this map, can do maybe quite reasonably well. But seeing how he performed on DT3, we're probably going to be seeing a lot of breaks on Swankity's side on this map. And there you go, we have gotten into the map. And so far, just early act drops from both players, and as well as an early miss from Ophiz. But again, this map is decently long, so early breaks like this won't be mattering too much. Especially since both players have broken their FC. Swankity finding there another miss, so gonna give the combo lead back up to Ophiz, who's gonna slowly take up that lead as he builds his AC back up after killing it on those early bursts. And there we're gonna see the score lead shift into Ophiz's favor. And right now, looking decently comfortable. And let's see how both of these players do on the first QI, where the first set of like really long or like 8 no bursts at 255 BPM come in, as well as just the jump aim patterns. And unfortunately, actually, Ophiz finding a break while Swankity holding on to his combo here. And this is going to be looking very, very nice for Swankity as he manages to get past that first QI there. And so he's just going to take the lead here quite convincingly. As long as he holds combo, basically, he will have that lead on lockdown. Currently the lead being of around 32,000 score. And soon enough we're going to move into that second key right here. Both players holding on these jumps. And here we go. Second key right here. Let's see how both players do. So far, Swankity holding on to his combo, and so is Ophiz, but because Swankity managed to hold on from the last KI, he managed to get that score lead. However, he has just broken, and Ophiz is still holding combo, so this is where the tides might turn, gentlemen. And let's see how this goes. So because Ophiz managed to hold through that section, he's going to be rewarded quite significantly, as he's been able to chip at basically all of Swankity's lead and convert it into his own soon enough. And there we go, it switches into his favor here. And let's see if he's able to combo to the end now. Swankity definitely does have a chance at a comeback though, if Ophiz were to miss at any point at around the three-quarter mark, so anywhere here. But it doesn't seem like Ophiz is willing to do that, as Swankity himself is the one that will miss on this section. And that means that Ophiz will be able to safely build up this score lead and take this point quite convincingly. So unfortunately, that's going to be another point for Ophiz. And so Swankity will not be able to get this break point. And so Ophiz will be keeping that lead of 2 points. And yeah, so the map is going to close out now with these final jumps as well as triples, and there we go. So quite a close map there. It could have genuinely gone either way, but Ophiz just performing slightly better than Swankity there and edging out that victory. And so that means we're going to go into Swankity's pick now. Currently 5-3, so if Ophiz wins this breakpoint, he will be in a very good situation since he'll be on match point and he'll also have his pick to basically close out the match. So Swankity really needs to think about his pick here and what he can convincingly win against Ophiz. And he decides to go for no mod 4, and I think this is honestly kind of a coin toss. I feel like Swankity is maybe not as good on slider tech as Ophiz due to what we saw on that hidden 3. So maybe this is a riskier pick. So we'll see if it pays off here. However, I'd say it's not the best pick that Swankity could go for. It would be better, I think, if you went for one of the DTs, maybe like a DT2 or only DT2 since the other DTs have been picked. But anyway, both players are ready and we're going to get into the match. And there we go. We are now going to be in this match. So this is going to be Camellia featuring Nani the Fuck. And let's see how both of these players do. So again, this map being quite long at 4 minutes and 16 seconds in length. I mean that early breaks won't be mattering too much unless one player is FCing. And again, this map will probably come down to who can hold the highest combo on the main Ki chorus sections where most of the slider tech sections are, especially at the very end of the map where the slider tech really ramps up, along with a few kind of basically accelerating and decelerating streams. So far, Ophiz actually finding an early break, and actually Swankity, sorry, I meant to say Ophiz getting an early act choke, while Swankity just getting a flat out slider break there. So again, this is what I was saying, he might not feel the best on this kind of map, especially since he lost it in 3, and it's really dangerous for him to lose this point right now. However, he is keeping it quite even with Ophiz, even though he has 5% less act. Ophiz currently has slightly lower combo than Swankity, and that will basically keep the lead stagnated at the one place that it is. So it won't decrease for now or increase, it just kind of stay there. I guess slightly decrease into Swankity's favor. So far, no breaks from both players on this section. And so after this section, if I remember correctly, we got a slight slider spam section. And unfortunately, Swankity missing on one of those sliders, and that's gonna cost him quite a bit of score, as Ophiz is still holding on to his combo, and he's basically gonna get a chance to build up a big score lead here since we're in a slow section. And so here he'll be able to build up a lot of combo and therefore a lot of score as well. So Swankity really needs Ophiz to break here, or we can be in a very dire situation. And yeah, so Ophiz just seemingly not wanting to break. And that is really gonna probably close it out here then for no mod 4, unless Swankity holds through that last Ki. But he's gonna have to hold until the end here for a chance at a comeback. Here we're in the streamier section right before the slider tech part kicks on, and here we go. And actually Ophiz finding a break, but so does Swankity, and that is basically going to be a GG, as Ophiz just has such a big lead on Swankity that it's going to be really hard for him to come back unless Ophiz finds a few chain misses here and there. But he has just been looking really consistent so far, and we honestly might not see them. And yeah, unfortunately, Swanky finding another miss there, and that is going to be GG for this map as Ophiz continues to hold. And we'll see how he does on this ending section to basically close out the map. And he's doing quite well for himself. Unfortunately, getting a few misses there, but again, not really going to be too significant when he's up by 100k. And so that is going to be Ophiz's point. And because this was Swankity's pick, Ophiz is in an extremely good situation, is going to be in an extremely good situation, as it will be his own pick, and he is currently on match point. So very nicely done there by Ophiz. Actually didn't SB that slider jump. It could have turned around. Honestly, yeah. These maps have been really close so far, but but Ophiz just edging it out slightly each time in combo. And so now we're gonna put on DT2, which is gonna be the 250 BPM finger control map of the pool. And so yeah, on this kind of map, some parts I'd say are Swanky favored. For example, the more mechanically intensive stream section on Guardian Angel, just because Swanky has better stamina than Ophiz. However, on most of the map, which is revolved around finger control, I think Ophiz might have the advantage on this map, and this will most likely in my head take it. Though honestly, with the fact that Swanky has really good stamina, it can go either way. And so we have begun the map. So if players were to miss on this intro section, it kind of mattered quite a lot, even though the map is long. The intro section is a lot of free combo that you want, and by extension, a lot of free real estate score. So we'll see if anybody breaks early on, and there you go, we see Swanky breaking early on. And that could honestly cost them the match because of how close the picks have been so far. And a break like this will basically make a 20 to 30k score gap as we progress throughout the map, which could definitely affect this map, as the maps have been so far so close. But Ophiz right now looking quite strong, holding that 97% AC, while Swanky actually struggling quite a bit here with that 91%. Maybe not too familiar with the AR, since this is a slightly higher AR at AR 10. But he is slowly getting his AC back up, and here we go. Here is the meat and potatoes of the map. This is where the map truly begins, with this finger control section. So this is basically Ophiz's kind of bread and butter. Ophiz really well known for his ZTS DT scores, which require quite a bit of finger control, especially stuff like Dream End Discharger, Last End Conductor, and etc. And he's just performing really well on this map so far, holding very, very nice AC at 97 for this map at least, and Swanky just struggling to even keep up with 94 AC. Unfortunately, Ophiz missing, but Swanky trading with him right back there, so it won't be making much of a score difference here, as Ophiz will continue to hold this lead, as he has both AC advantage and now even combo advantage, as well as all the score that he built up earlier in the map. Yeah, right now, just because Swanky isn't able to keep a problem, it is really looking like Ophiz is going to take this pick, as he gets more accustomed to the patterns as well as the BPM. Actually, both players there are finding a break on that section there. So unfortunate stuff, but again, not really a good situation for Swanky since he is still at a 70k score deficit, and he'll basically need Pokemon, or sorry, I called Ophiz Pokemon. I'm sorry, I'm just so tired. And he'll need basically Ophiz to find a few chain misses, as well as just a few misses here and there, to be able to come back, as well as being able to FC till the end. But right now, this is looking more and more like the closing map of this match. As Ophiz has regained his combo here, and unfortunately missing there, but just trading one Swankity, so the damage isn't really doing anything. So it's looking like it's gonna be Ophiz's point. Again, we still have basically 1/3 of the map left, but it's still a pretty good hard crux, but yeah, that will be ending soon, and because Swanky just can't get that consistent combo, that is going to be Swanky's fall from a winner's bracket here, as Ophiz will most likely take this ending, as he just has such a big score lead of 100,000. And yeah, so there you go. That is going to be GG. Well played, basically. So Ophiz will be your winner for your ICC4 Winners Finals, and that means he'll be advancing to Winners Grand Finals, where he'll be guaranteed second place, while Swankity will be facing off the winner of the Losers Finals bracket next week in Grand Finals for that second place, or for guaranteed second place. Sorry. So yeah, that's gonna be GG, well played. So thank you everybody for watching, as well as thank you to the players, as well as Nightmare Party for basically able to organize this match. And so we'll see you then for tomorrow's matches, which is going to be the Jackson Navajo match. And thank you very much.
God, we gotta display the win screen just because ceremony purposes, obvious. There we go, that's better. Alright, now we can do a proper outro. Wait, yep, that's that. See you guys for now. Wait. Oh no, Sekai still hurt. Alright. Anyway, we'll be off for now. See you later for this match when... Oh, it got rescheduled.
It'll be tomorrow, yeah. Tomorrow on 8 PM.
I'll just read. Right, that's fine then.
And yeah. Yeah, so we'll see you tomorrow for the match between Navajo and Jackson.
Alright, see ya.